guys, I am back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be doing a book haul. But you guys may be wondering, what do you mean a book haul? Aren't you trying to book my ban? I'm free, guys. I'm officially off of my book buying ban, and I surely went a little crazy with the books. So I'm gonna start with the two books that I got when I was in New York. So the first two is The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton and When I Think of You by Maya Ariel. This is a second chance romance, and I think this one is fake dating, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so with this book we are following meee, I think is her name, and she just lost her job. Well, I don't know if she lost it, but she doesn't have a job. She's newly single and she's about to lose her apartment. And she runs into her ex-boyfriend at one of her favorite coffee shops, and she pretends to be dating one of the other guys in line that she ends up spilling coffee on, so she pretends to be dating him. And this guy that she pretends to be dating is named Vincent, and he is an astronaut. And for the months leading up to his mission, he basically proposes a plan for her to pretend to be his girlfriend in front of his family, and she'll get to live in his house rent-free so that she can put all of her money to her business. And obviously when that happens, a romance ends up blooming. And yeah, so there's The Kiss Countdown. The synopsis for this, I'll read it for you. It says, risk-averse event planner Emery Price is jobless, newly single, and about to lose her apartment. With no choice but to gamble on her shaky startup, the last thing she needs is to run into her smug ex and his new, less complicated girlfriend at Emery's favorite coffee shop. Panicking, she pretends to be dating the annoyingly sexy man she met by spilling Americano all over his abs. He plays along for a price. Half the single men in Houston claim to be astronauts, but Vincent Rogers turns out to be the real deal. What starts up as a one-off fly morphs into a plan. For 3 months leading up to his mission, Emery will play Vincent's doting partner in front of his loving but overly invested family. In exchange, she gets a rent-free room in his house so she can put every penny toward her struggling business. What Emery doesn't plan for is Vincent's gravitational pull, while her mind tells her a future with this astronaut is too unpredictable. Her heart says he's exactly what she needs. As their time together counts down, Emery must decide if she'll settle for the life or shoot for the stars. So yeah. I love the cover as well. Usually, I can do cartoon people on cover, but real people on cover, keep it. Keep it. So that's the first book. Then, like I said, When I Think of You, this is a second chance romance. Also love this cover. It reminds me of like a watercolor painting. I think it's so pretty. But it says, Kalia Wilson has paid her dues, but endless days spent behind the reception desk at a flashy film studio have only pushed her movie-making goals further out of reach. That is, until a surprise reunion presents an opportunity that can make her career or break her heart a second time. 7 years ago, Kalia's whirlwind college romance with Danny Prescott crashed and burned. While her career has stalled, his star is on the rise. So when the hotshot director reappears offering her a job on his next major production, it's a shock to her system. Working with Danny may reignite the passion and promise of their film school days, but trusting him again won't come as easily. Despite their complex history, the pair soon rediscover a creative synergy that breaks down their emotional walls, opening up the possibility of a true connection. But when Hollywood politics and scandal threaten to sink the production and her career, Kalia may have to risk everything to do what's right, even if it means letting go of the second chance love of a lifetime. So it's a workplace romance, second chance romance. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be cute. And I think Kennedy Ryan blurbed it, and I've only read 2 of Kennedy Ryan's books, but I've loved both of them, so high praise in my opinion. Now we're gonna go on to my book of the month package. Book of the month. Obviously you have your bookmark. These are different, longer, I feel, and the words don't go like this, they go like this now, which is different for me. But it says, I've been expecting you. I have been expecting my book of the month package, but I have 5 books in this book of the month package because I didn't get it last month. I didn't get it in July, So I had an extra credit and I always get add-ons. So the first book, my actual book of the month pick this month, I think will come as a surprise to no one who knows me, is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. Red, white, and royal blue, 5-star, 6-star read. Love that book. And what's the other one? One Last Stop. I read that too. That was a 4.25. So I mean, like, love her writing, as we all know. This book is Second Chance Romance. I think they're exes, I'm pretty sure, and they're on like this cruise. Is it a cruise? Let's see. It says Theo and Kit have been a lot of things: childhood best friends, crushes, lovers, and now estranged exes. After a brutal breakup on a flight to their dream European food and wine tour, they exited each other's lives. Time apart has done them good. Theo is a bartender and an aspiring sommelier with a long roster of lovers. Kit graduated as the reigning sex god of his pastry school and now bakes at one of the finest restaurants in Paris. All that remains is the unused voucher for the European tour that never happened. 4 years later, it seems like a great idea to finally take the trip solo, separately. It's not until Theo and Kit board the tour bus that they discover they both accidentally had the same exact idea. And now they're trapped with each other for 3 weeks of the most romantic sights and sinuous flowers of France, Spain, and Italy. But it will be fine as long as they agree they're absolutely over each other. So when Theo suggests a friendly wager to see who can sleep with their hot Italian tour guide first, Kit is game. In fact, why stop there, and why not full-on European hookup competition? But sometimes a taste of everything only makes you crave what you can't have. So I think I'm gonna love it, quite honestly. I don't know, Casey McQuiston, the way she writes, the banter that she writes, it just gets me every time. I think I'm gonna love this. I genuinely do. The next book we have is Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. You may be asking, have you read the first book in the series? No, I haven't. But I saw this and wanted it, so I got it. This is the second book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, and this is basically about serial killers. It's a serial killer romance. The two main characters, well, I don't know. I know in the first book the two main characters are serial killers. I don't know about this one. Know absolutely nothing about these characters. But the cover is my favorite color. So, I mean, I feel like I needed to get it. You know? Yeah. I don't really want to know what that one's about because I haven't read the first one. And I don't know if there's some spoilers in the synopsis, so we're not gonna do that. The last 3 books are all thriller books, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not going to read the synopsis of any of them because I just don't want to, because I'm going to go in blind. So I'm going to just tell you what they are, what I think they're about, and be done with them. Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. Literally have no idea what this book is about, but from what I've heard, when I hear people talk about this book, I hear them say good things, but they also never tell me what it's about. So I've heard really good things about this book, so I do have high hopes for it. I've never read anything by this author. I don't know if this is this author's debut. I'm not sure, but Only If You're Lucky. The last 2 books are by one of my favorite mystery thriller authors. As we know, I don't think these 2 books are going to be a surprise to literally anyone because I rated his books very highly. The first one is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Is anyone surprised? Probably not. I have rated all of his books 4 stars or above. I've read 3 of them. 4. I've read 4 of his books, and all of them have been 3 stars or above. So I don't think anything is going to change. I know this has to do with 2 young boys, and I think one of them goes missing. That's all I really know. And this is his newest release. So of course I had to get it. I had to. And then we also have, by the same author, Survive the Night. I think this takes place on like a camp, which is very fitting because it's the summer, although in Texas school has already started. If I was still in New York, it would still be summer break. So the summer vibes are still very, very much there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this takes place on a campus. Or no, not a camp. It takes place on campus, like a college campus, I think. And there's like a campus killer or something. They have to try and survive, I think. I'm actually not sure, but I'm like 98% sure it's on a college campus. Yeah. So those are all of the books that I've got in my book of the month package. Now we're gonna go on to the 3 other packages that I have. And reminder, this is not all the books that I ordered. I still have more coming. So let me go grab those, and then we will also open those and show you what we have. Okay. The first package, don't want to dox myself before showing it on this side, is just one book. That worked well. That usually never happens for me. The book is The Quiet Tenant by Clemence Michelin? Not Michelin. I'm not gonna try because I do not want to get it wrong. This is a thriller book that honestly I haven't heard many people talk about. I saw this and at first it was on Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, okay, Kindle Unlimited, I don't have to buy it. But then it's not on Kindle Unlimited anymore, and this is one of the books that I'm just like, I just really, really want to read it. So this book, I think like this man's family, like, oh, one major thing, because something I've noticed is that if it says it takes place in upstate New York, or anywhere in New York, honestly, but mostly upstate. If it says upstate, I'm probably gonna end up buying the book because I'm from upstate New York. So when I see books that take place in upstate New York, I'm just like, yeah, that's where I lived. So this book takes place in upstate New York, and this neighbor is basically known to be this good man, this good, kind man, but he holds the secret. He's actually a kidnapper and a serial killer, and he has someone in his shed. So it says he's murdered 8 women, and there's a 9th marked for death. Rachel, imprisoned for 5 years in a backyard shed. When he and Cecilia have to move, Aiden has no choice but to bring Rachel along, introducing her to Cecilia as a family friend who needs a place to stay. Aiden is betting that Rachel will be too brainwashed and fearful to attempt an escape, but Rachel is a fighter, and she sees in Cecilia the lifeline she's waited for all these years, and in Emily, the local restaurant owner, newly interested in Aiden, either an ally or his next victim. Both a searing thriller and an astute study of trauma, survival, and the dynamics of power, The Quiet Tenant is an electrifying debut thriller by a major talent. Oh, I didn't realize that this was a debut, but I'm excited to read it. It sounds really good. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. When was this released? Does it say? Oh, this is really new. This came out in 2023. This is really new. Okay, I'm excited. I am very, very excited about this. Okay. Next, we'll open the next bag or whatever. I think there's 3 in here. One of them I know for a fact, and I know people are gonna be happy. The first book in here is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am missing 2 books. 2 books out of my Taylor Jenkins Reid shrine to complete her backlist. This is one of them. I have read all of her like historical fiction. Like I've read Daisy Jones, I've read Seven Husbands, I've read Melba Resing, Carrie Soto's Back. I have not read After I Do, One True Loves, Forever Interrupted, and Maybe in Another Life. I own After I Do, Maybe in Another Life, and I don't own this one, so I got this one, and it basically says, in her 20s, Emma Blair marries her high school sweetheart, Jesse. They build a life for themselves far away from the expectations of their parents and the people of their hometown in Massachusetts. I can't say that state. They travel the world together, Emma as a freelance writer, Jesse as a production assistant on nature documentaries, living life to the fullest and seizing every opportunity for adventure. On their first wedding anniversary, Jesse is on an assignment in the Aleutian Islands, when his helicopter goes missing over the Pacific. Just like that, Jessie is gone forever. Emma quits her job and moves home in an effort to put her life back together. Years later, now in her 30s, Emma runs into an old friend, Sam, and finds herself falling in love. When Emma and Sam get engaged, it feels like Emma's second chance at happiness. That is, until Jessie is found. He's alive and has been trying to come home to her all these years. Emma now has a husband and a fiance, but who is her one true love? And what does it mean to love truly? Emma knows she has to listen to her heart. She's just not sure what it's saying. So, oh, that sounds like a love triangle. I don't like love triangles. But I'll read it if it's Taylor. I'll read it if it's her. But I do not like a love triangle. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it won't be that bad. We'll see. We then have... Oh! Anyway, horror movie by Paul Tremblay. I saw this book and immediately wanted it when I saw that it first came out. This is also a pretty new book. I have no idea what this book is about. I saw it and immediately was like, I kind of need that. I love the look of the cover. I'll read you what this one is, I guess. It says, June 1933, a group of young guerrilla filmmakers spent 4 weeks making a horror movie, a notorious, disturbing art house horror flick. The weird part, only 3 of the film scenes were ever released to the public, but horror movie has nevertheless grown a rabid fan base. 3 decades later, Hollywood is pushing for a big budget reboot. The man who played the thin kid is the only surviving cast member. He remembers all too well the secrets buried within the original screenplay, the bizarre events of the filming, and the dangerous cross lines on set that resulted in tragedy. As moments flow back in, the boundaries between reality and film, past and present, start to blur. But he's going to help remake the film, even if it means navigating a world of cynical producers, egomaniacal directors, and surreal fan conventions. Demons of the past must be darned, but at what cost? Horror movie is an obsessive, psychologically chilling, and suspenseful feat of storytelling genius that builds inexorably to an unforgettable mind-bending conclusion. So yeah, Powerless by, I was about to say by Elsie Silver. This is not by Elsie Silver by any means. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This has gone viral. Viral. I've actually heard for a long time, I was just hearing good things about this, but then I went on TikTok and boy did that change. Now I've heard very mixed things. But nonetheless, I am very excited about this book. It is a fantasy romance. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's really cute. Look at that. That's cute. Okay. But basically, I think this girl, she doesn't have powers. Peyton? Is that her name, Peyton? I thought people were saying Peyton. But Peyton, thief, ordinary survivor. I've never been looked at like it's a privilege to be in my presence, an honor to hold my gaze, a gift to get a glimpse of me, not until I met him. Kai, Prince Elite Enforcer. If I'm to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me. She is the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she has spent her whole life pretending to be. And fate ensured that they would find each other. So I think Peyton isn't ordinary. She doesn't have any powers, and Kai has to find the people who don't have powers. I don't know what he does with them. I don't know if he has to kill them. I don't know what, but he has to find them and do whatever. And she is pretending, I guess, to have powers, and they must strike up a romance, and it's a forbidden romance because he is supposed to kill her or whatever because she doesn't have powers. But yeah, so I'm excited about this book. One of the prettiest covers. It's purple, there's a sword, there's flowers. I love it. I do. But yeah, I'm excited for this book. It's a lot longer than I was expecting. I don't know why. It looked a lot smaller when people were holding it in their hands, but it's actually a lot longer than I was expecting. But yes, Powerless by Lauren Roberts is the last book in that package. So those are all the books so far. Now I have a box of books. I don't know how many are in that box, but I can guarantee it's more than 5. We already have quite a stack built right here, so let's see what's in there. That's a lot of books in there. That's a lot in there. You guys are wondering, you have this much space for your books? No, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely don't. But what's done is done. The first book, A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. I have been waiting for this book. I have been waiting. I loved 7 Days in June. 6-star book for me. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to read this. I'm so excited. And this is about artists. I think one is like a pianist, and the other one is like an artist, like drawing. Oh, okay. So Ricky she wants to open a flower shop, and her family is kind of like not with that. They're like, no. But she gets a chance, and she jumps at that chance because she wants to open her own flower shop in New York City. And she meets, what's this guy's name? Okay, so we don't have a name for him, but it says, one evening in February, as the heady, curiously off-season scent of night-blooming jasmine fills the air, Ricky encounters a handsome, deeply mysterious stranger who knocks her world off balance in the most unexpected way. I know, like, in the synopsis on Amazon when I ordered this, it did say that he was, like, some type of musician. So, I think it's going to be a beautiful book. And it takes place in New York. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I also love her covers. I love her covers. I don't usually get hardcover books, but this one's only out in hardcover right now. So, I mean, what was I supposed to do? Not get it? No, of course not. So, there you go. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. Next, we have Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I have a little bit of Brandon Sanderson books already, and I've loved the ones that I have. So I have Trust of the Emerald Sea. This one is a lot like more of a cozy fantasy. It has some romance in it. I am really excited to read this. He wrote this book for his wife. It was never originally supposed to be published, but I'm excited to read it. I think it's gonna be so good and quite a difference from what we usually get from Brandon Sanderson. It says the only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. But when his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and a disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of deadly midnight sea. Amid the 4 oceans where pirates abound, can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? I don't know. It seems like it's high stakes, but it also seems like it may be a little cozy, and that's kind of what I want. It's what I want, so I'm excited. The next book, I've heard so much about this book. You with a View by Ms. Jessica Joyce. I've heard so many good things about this, and also The X-Files. I've heard so many good things. I know this X-Files is about exes, obviously. I don't know if this is about exes, but they do go on a road trip. It says Noelle Shepherd is unemployed, living with her parents, and grieving the loss of her beloved grandmother when she discovers decades-old photos of Graham and a smitten man tucked alongside a love letter. She creates a TikTok to search for the mystery man, which goes viral, and she's shocked when his grandson responds, a man who happens to be her high school nemesis, Theo Spencer. I feel like I've read so many books where the main character's name is Theo. Like, in here, the main character's name is Theo. This book, the main character's name is Theo. Reckless, the man's name is Theo. And I've been listening to a lot of People in Harmony, and one of the members' names is Theo. What's happening, guys? What's going on? What's going on? Anyway, Noelle refuses to let Theo's annoying accomplishments in adulthood or his sexy smirk stand in the way of meeting his grandfather and unlocking the secrets he knew about her Graham as a young woman. When she learns that their plans to elope are thwarted, Noelle decides to take the honeymoon road trip they planned, but never got to carry out. There's a catch, though. Paul, Theo's grandfather, asks to come with her. and he insists that Theo join them. It'll be a miracle if they make it through the trip without Noelle throwing Theo out of the moving car or the bed, but they end up sharing. As the miles tick by, the tension simmers hotter between them until she discovers that Theo's hiding a secret that could cause the tenuous relationship to end before it can restart. I've just heard so many good things about it, and I think it's cute, and I love a road trip. I do. I love a road trip. So, I think it's gonna be cute. The cover, beautiful. So, yeah. I'm back, guys. Back to the last 5 books that I need to show you today, and then tomorrow we will do the rest of the books. But we have Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh, my love for Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was the one book that I hadn't heard about of Taylor Jenkins Reid, like literally at all. If I had, like, I knew about all of her other books. I like, when I tell you I haven't heard one thing about this book, like not one singular thing about this book, which is crazy. So yeah, Forever Interrupted, it says, Elsie Porter is an average 20-something, and yet what happens to her is anything but ordinary. On a rainy New Year's Day, she heads out to pick up pizza for one. She isn't expecting to see anyone else in the shop, much less the adorable and charming Ben Ross. Their chemistry is instant and electric. Ben cannot even wait 24 hours before asking to see her again. Within weeks, the two are head over heels in love. By May, they've eloped. Only 9 days later, Ben is out riding his bike when he is hit by a truck and killed on impact. Elsie hears the sirens outside her apartment by the time she gets downstairs. He has already been whisked off to a hospital. There she must face Susan, the mother-in-law she has never met, and who doesn't even know Elsie exists. Interweaving Elsie and Ben's charmed romance with Elsie and Susan's healing process, Forever Interrupted will remind you that there's more than one way to find a happy ending. So I have a feeling that this kind of might be sad. But this and One True Love were literally the only Taylor Jenkins Reid books that I did not own, and I needed to own it. But like, even judging by the covers compared to the other covers, the synopsis compared to the other books, like, it just seems like it's a more heavy-hitting sad book. So yeah, and the book goes by like month, I think. I don't know if that's usually how it is, but I'm excited to read it. I think this is going to be a little sad, but I'm excited to now have all of Taylor Jenkins Reid books. Besides, I think there's one short story that she wrote, but I'm not going to get that. So, yeah. Next book is a book that I'm very, very excited. I have ranted and raved. Not ranted, because everything that I've said about this series has been good things. But I'm so excited. It is Business Casual by B.K. Borison. Guys. I rated Love Light Farms, I think 4.75, 4.5, something around that. I rated In the Weeds a 5-star. I have yet to read Mixed Signals, but I have high hopes. Business Casual. This follows the brother or stepbrother of Stella in Love Light Farms. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So let me talk about it. I think this is, I can't tell what season, because I can't even tell what season In the Weeds takes place in. I think it's fall, but I'm not 100% sure, because I also think that Mixed Signals might be fall. So like, I don't know. This could be spring, but then one has to be summer. So maybe this one's, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Tattoos. Sorry. I love tattoos. I have one and I want more. But anyway, that's besides the point. Two opposites decide to test their chemistry with one steamy night together, but will once be enough? Nova Porter isn't looking for love, and she certainly has no explanation for her attraction to buttoned-up 3-piece suit wearing investment banker Charlie Milford. Maybe it's his charm, or maybe it's his determination to help her fledgling business however he can. Either way, she's distracted every time he's around. With her new tattoo studio set to open in her hometown of Inglewood, she doesn't have time for frivolous flirtations. In an effort to get Charlie out of her system once and for all, Nova offers a proposition. One night, no strings, so kicked their uncomfortable attraction to the curb and returned to their respective responsibilities. But their explosive night together scatters their expectations like fallen leaves. It was Charlie in town as the temporary head of Lovelight Farms. Nova can't quite avoid him. And Charlie knows a good investment when he sees one. He's hoping he can convince Nova he's worth some of her time. Okay, I feel like this is summer. I don't know, the cover's giving summer, so I'm gonna say summer. But I didn't know that the female main character was Nova. Nova is Beckett's sister. Beckett from In the Weeds, it's his sister. So we got the siblings together. We got Beckett's sister and Stella's stepbrother. Oh, I'm so excited because I liked both of them in the books that I read. They're like in their siblings' respective books. I liked them, so I'm really excited. I've loved honestly everything that B.K. Borison has written, and I need her to come up with more books. Does she have, are these her only 4? Because I feel like they are. And quite honestly, it's not enough. It's not enough. Okay. Add to the Leaning Tower. This is so much. You can't even see. This is the last book, but like, you can't even see the entire book. Last is a box set of books. One that I've been wanting for a really, really, really long time, but just didn't allow myself to get. But I let myself this time because I've just been wanting it for so long. Like, I wanted it when I first got the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which was almost a year ago to this day. I wanted to get the series, but for some reason I was just like, no. And then for a year after that, I'm just like, no. But I let myself get it this time. And it is the Serpent and Dove trilogy. It's the box set. One reason why I wanted the box set was to make sure I got all of the same covers, because as we know, I was about to say Netflix. As we know, Amazon has a habit of sending different editions of different books. And now I don't know if this book, like if these books have different editions within paperbacks, but I've had that happen to me before where they sent me different editions of series, and it bothers me. So I got the box set to ensure that they were all gonna be the same edition. And I love these covers. I love these covers. They're honestly probably the prettiest covers I've ever seen. Honestly, like, they're so pretty. So here's Serpent and Dove. Like, it's just so pretty. Like, it's like a chain snake. Like, oh, so pretty. So that's Serpent and Dove. That's the first book. Second book is Blood and Honey. Like, are you telling me these aren't so pretty? And then lastly, we have Gods and Monsters. Like, these are honestly so pretty. They're a little thick, not gonna lie. The last book is 612 pages. The first book is 532, and then the first book is 513. So I'm really excited to read these books. I love the covers. I'll just read you the back of the first one because obviously it's a trilogy. If I read the back of the second, it's going to be a bit of a spoiler. So the first one says, bound as one to love, honor, or burn, a witch and a witch hunter thrust into holy matrimony. There was only one way such a story could end, a stake in a match. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this has a bit of enemies to lovers, obviously, as we know from the back. Forced or arranged marriage. Yeah. But I'm really excited. I've wanted this for literally so long. Oh, I'm so excited I have them. So yeah, these are the last 3 books. That's why I was saying 5, because it was these 2 plus these. And I think I have 4. Let me check. I have 4 books coming tomorrow. And I'm really excited about those. So, yeah. That's what we got so far. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more books. No one's surprised. No one's surprised at all. Okay, so it is a few days later from the last clip. and I have the rest of the books that I got. And I did some shopping, of course. Okay, so let's open this one first because I know this one is the replacement of this book because it was messed up. Oh. This is how it's supposed to look. I already talked about this book, really excited about it, but now I have a new version and not a damaged one. So now we're going to the last package of books that we have. Actually, no. Let's go through the books that I got at Walmart randomly. The first book, one book is a book that I have known about for a while and one is one book that I have not heard of ever. So the first book is Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman. I think I've heard of this author, but I've never read anything from this author. The cover is so pretty and there's sprayed edges. Like, was I supposed to not get it? Anyway, I think this is going to be a sad book. I think it's a romance, kind of like Childhood Friends to Lovers, also Second Chance. I don't know. Let's see. It says at 7 years old, Ella Sunbury and Max Manning were inseparable until life scattered them in different directions, forcing Ella to abruptly leave town. A decade later, she returns for their senior year of high school, moving in across the street from her childhood best friend. But she's not the same girl Max once knew. She now lives in the shadow of her brother, a notorious felon on death row, convicted of a crime that shook the nation. Reeling from the fallout and shunned by her peers, all Ella wants is to fade into the background. Max has little room for distractions, juggling responsibilities for a disabled father and a distant twin brother. But Ella's return reignites something within him. He wants to be close to her again, to understand her, and to turn their friendship into more. But as their relationship blossoms, new tragedy strikes and darkness threatens to tip their delicate balance. In order to find the light, they'll have to navigate the shadows, and to catch the sun, they must endure the flames. It sounds like it's gonna be sad. It sounds like a lot of heavy topics, but I do kind of like sad books, so I think I will enjoy it. It's also pretty. It's kind of long, I'm not gonna lie, for a romance book. I think it's a little bit long. 430. Oh, there is a playlist. I love when books have playlists. I'm excited for this. Next thing I got at Walmart was Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. This book I actually was gonna buy when I got all my books from Amazon, but I was just like, no, I'm not gonna get it. And then I saw it at Walmart and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it because I have no self-control. But I've been wanting this book for a long time. I think it's like, is it forbidden romance? Let's see. A dark prince vowing an impossible curse, the Prince of Envy has never claimed to be a saint, but when a cryptic note arrives, signaling the beginning of a deadly game, he knows it will take more than a hit of sin to win and save his falling demon court. Though none of his meticulous plans prepare him for her, the frustrating artist who ignites his sin like no other. A mysterious artist with secrets of her own. The trouble with scoundrels is that they haven't a modicum of honor, a fact Miss Camilla Antonius learns after one of Waverly Green's most notorious rakes attempts to blackmail her. To avoid a ruinous scandal, Camilla must enter a devil's bargain with the Envy, unaware his game will awaken her true nature. One last chance to be set free. Together, Envy and Camilla embark on a perilous journey through the underworld, from glittering demon courts to the sultry vampire realm and beyond, while trying to avoid the most dangerous trap of all, falling in love. So I don't know if they're technically enemies. Not really. But I do love a game, a quest, a journey. So I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Also, it's so pretty. There's a lot going on this cover, but I'm kind of here for it. And I've been in a fantasy mood, so I'm excited about this. This is the one fantasy book that I think I've been the most excited about reading, yet it's the one that I was just like, no, don't buy it. But I think this is the one that I'm the most excited about reading. I want to show you guys the part pages because they're so pretty. That's so pretty. And then like the chapter pages. So pretty. Anyway, I'm excited to read this book. So those are what I got from Walmart. I only got 2. Walmart has really good prices for book stuff, so. Okay, I think we have 4 in here. They're all, 3 of them are romance, and then one of them is a book that I haven't heard literally anyone at all ever talk about. The first book is this, I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Leong. I have one book by her called This Time It's Real. I think all of her romances are young adult. I think, do not quote me on that. And they, for the most part, out of the 2 I have, this one and This Time It's Real, are school romances. So this one follows 2 kids. I think they're in school, and it says, Sadie 1 is perfect on paper. She's the school captain, valedictorian, and a pleasure to have in class. It's not easy, but she has a trick to keep her model student smile plastered on her face at all times. She channels all her frustrations into her email draft. She never send them, of course. She would rather die than hurt anyone's feelings, but it's a relief to let loose on her power-hungry English teacher or a freeloading classmate taking credit for all her work. All Sadie's most vehemently worded emails are directed at her infuriating co-captain, Julius Gong, whose arrogance and competitive streak have irked Sadie since they were kids. You're attention-starved and self-obsessed and unbearably vain. I really hope your comb breaks and you run out of whatever expensive hair care products you've been using to make your hair appear deceptively soft. Sadie doesn't have to hold back in her emails because no one will ever read them. That is, until they're accidentally set out. Overnight, Sadie's carefully crafted, conflict-free life is turned upside down. It's her worst nightmare. Now everyone at school knows what she really thinks of them, and they're not afraid to tell her what they really think of her. But amid the chaos, there's one person growing to appreciate the real Sadie, Julius, the boy she's sworn to hate. This gives me, what is it called? To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I feel like, isn't that what happened in that book? I don't know. Her covers are so pretty. And this gives me the vibes of Axio. And when I bought Axio's books, her books always show up. So I was like, I should try it. So I'm trying it. It's a pretty book. Oh, this is cute. Oh, that's cute. This is my favorite cover. Anyways, that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. I do think I'm gonna like this book. I think this would be fast because it's a young adult. And for the most part, I read young adult books quite quickly. So that's the first book. The next 2 books are the same author, by an author I love and that you guys know I love. And it's Hannah Bonham Young. I have Next to You and Next of Kin. I thought these were part of a series, but after I bought them, I realized they're not. So I have both of them. I think they might be interconnected standalones, but the reason I thought that they were a part of a series is because the names are so similar, you know? So I was like, oh, they have to be part of a series, but I don't think they are. But she got traditionally published. I have Out on a Limb, which is a 5-star, 6-star read for me. And I have that book, the indie published book of that one. And these are traditionally published, and I think the covers are so cute. I want the traditionally published cover of Out on a Limb because I think it's really cute as well. But yeah, so first, Next of Kin, I guess. It says, when people-pleasing Chloe learns that her birth mother has unexpectedly had another baby, she doesn't hesitate to become a next of kin guardian. But when she fails to pass Child Protective Services financial evaluation, she is faced with a choice: see her baby sister placed in a foster care or participate in CPS's new initiative, where 2 prospective guardians join households to qualify. Enter Warren, a surly mechanic apprentice attempting to get custody of his deaf 15-year-old brother. From the moment Warren drives up 30 minutes late, blasting music out of his car, Chloe is convinced that this is a very bad idea. The two immediately clash, but eventually agree to live together for the sake of their younger siblings. As their lives intertwine and Chloe adjusts to caring for her newborn sister, she begins to see a new, softer side of Warren. In fact, they're far more similar than she could have imagined. What started out forced begins to feel natural and far less lonely. Chemistry soon intensifies beyond what either of them can stand, but is there not mutual affection worth risking everything they fought for? I've seen a lot of people read, I don't know which one it is. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people read one of these. I just don't remember which one. I love the cover. I love the color of this book and the cover. I don't know. Forced proximity though. And I do love kids in books. I think they're cute. This also seems like quite a short book. It is. That's. Oh wait. It is a series. I was right. This is a series. It's called The Next Series. I don't know why I was saying that it wasn't. I was right in the beginning. It is a series. And this is the first book of the series. Okay, well that's great. This book is 291 pages. Really short. Okay, well now I'm glad I did get this one because it is part of a series. Next to you, something I already enjoy is that she has tattoos because I really like tattoos. It's a bias of mine. Anyway, it says Lane is in the middle of an identity crisis. Her friends are all partnered up, her career's heading nowhere, and simply put, she's not happy. So after a night out celebrating her birthday, she makes an impulsive purchase, a giant 48-passenger yellow school bus that she intends to make her home. With little to no renovation experience but money from a large inheritance, Lane enlists the help of her friend Matt, a mechanic by trade, handyman by practice, and hottie by nature. While their mutual attraction is undeniable, Matt and Lane have silently agreed that friendship is the only thing that can ever exist between them. Matt's a total family guy with settle down with me virtually tattooed across his face, whereas Lane is an entirely commitment averse. It can never work, right? I don't know, maybe it can. Okay, but the fact that she is renovating a school bus, I'm obsessed with watching like house tours of like people who like renovated like school buses and vans and stuff. I am obsessed. So this is speaking to me. I'm really excited. I think this is gonna be cute. Friends to lovers. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. And I think I'm gonna like this because I loved the one book I read by her. So, I loved her writing style. I love how she writes her characters. I hope these are gonna be easy reads and not like a bunch of angst because I can't do that. I hate angst. I like easy books that have no conflict. I do. The very last book I have is a book that I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard about because I haven't heard not one person talk about this book, and it is Sundial by Catriona Ward. This is kind of like a thriller, horror kind of thing. It says Rob has spent her entire life running from Sundial, her family's ranch deep in the Mojave Desert, and her childhood memories, but she's worried about her daughter Callie, who collects animal bones and whispers to imaginary friends. It reminds her of a darkness that runs in her family, and Rob knows it's time to return. Callie is terrified of her mother. Rob digs holes in the backyard late at night and tells disturbing stories about growing up on the ranch. Soon Callie begins to fear that one of them will leave Sundial alive. Sharp as a snake bite, Sundial is a gripping new novel from the author of The Last House on Needless Street about the secrets we bury from the ones we love most. I have heard of The House on Needless Street. I've heard really good things about that, actually. I think this is going to be a book where you can't really trust either of the narrators because I think we are getting Rob's point of view and also Callie's point of view. So we're getting dual point of view. We're also getting dual timeline. We're getting Rob's like then and then we're getting her now. I don't know. I am excited. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. But I am excited. I think it's gonna be an interesting read. But I do love the cover. I love it. Like, whoever did this artwork, this to you. But yeah, this is the last book of my very big book haul. I lied when I said that those were the last books. They weren't. Today's currently the 25th, 24th or 25th. I don't know. It's some days after that last clip, and I have 4 more books. I went to Target today. It was a new Target, which means the book section was completely untouched. So I had to go, okay? I had to go, and I got 4 books, and I'm excited, okay? So I got 1 fantasy, 1 thriller, and then I got 2 romance books by the same author because I've read some of this author's books and I've liked what I've read. So, and the dedications got me. The dedications are what made me buy them. So let me show you. I'm actually really excited about all of the books that I've gotten. Obviously, I'm probably not gonna read any of them by the end of the year because that's usually how this goes. But I did want to show you what I've gotten. So the 2 romance books I got were The Enemy and The Match by Sarah Adams. So I thought these were a part of a series, and then I got home and they weren't. But like with the covers, you would think that they would be part of a series, and maybe they are. I don't know, but they're really cute. The back of the books, I don't know, I just thought they were cute, and the dedications of both of these books really just get me. This one, The Match, the first thing that drew me to the book, you guys know me, I have a dog. I love dogs. There's a dog on the cover. Like, of course I was gonna have to get it, but it says, Evie James has dedicated her time and her very limited funds to working for Southern Service Paws, the company that matched her with the love of her life, Charlie, a service dog trained to assist her with her epilepsy. But it's no secret that the company has been struggling to make ends meet. It's up to her and her longtime mentor and boss to throw the fundraiser of the century to keep the doors open. Then Evie meets Jacob Broaden at a client consultation. There are instant sparks, but not the good kind, because Jacob's daughter set up the meeting without his knowledge. 10-year-old Sam was recently diagnosed with epilepsy and has wanted a service animal ever since. While he had reservations at first, it doesn't take long for Jacob to be convinced that a service dog, and possibly Evie with her magical woodland green eyes, might just be the best thing for him and his daughter. As Evie spends more time with Jacob and helps Sam find her perfect match with a lovable golden retriever named Daisy, she starts longing for something she's never had before. A loving family. For Jacob, falling in love with Evie is the last thing he should be doing, but love has a way of finding those who need it most. Dogs. I love a book that includes dogs. As we all know, I also love a single parent trope. This is not something new. I do. So I'm really excited to read this book. It seems cute, but also let me read you the dedication, which is what sold the book for me. It says, this book is for all the 4-legged superheroes of the world, saving lives and giving love and independence to those who need it. And for my mother-in-law, Leslie, who never stops inspiring me. I have a 4-legged superhero. While my parents disagree that she's a superhero, she's my superhero, okay? And she gives me all the love and support that I ever need in this entire life. So that did it for me. So we have The Match by Sarah Adams. Then we have The Enemy by Sarah Adams. I think this is not a second chance, but kind of it's not a second chance. I'll read you. It says, it's been 12 years since June Broaden has wait a second. Is that the same last name? It is a series, guys. I literally just put 2 and 2 together that the last names were the same. This must be like Jacob's sister or something. Okay, anyway, continue. It's been 12 years since June Broaden has seen her high school enemy and secret crush, Ryan Henderson. That's a long time to hold a grudge over some petty feud, but the sharp memory of him dangling a kiss at graduation, then pulling away at the last second, has fueled many angry fantasies since. Now is her chance to get even. Ryan, along with most of their high school class, is back in town for June's best friend's wedding, and June is eager to show the former bully exactly what he's missed out on. A lot has changed since their teenage days. June is now the southern queen of gourmet donuts, not to mention one of the most desired bachelorettes in her small town. What she's not expecting, though, is for Ryan to show up looking like Adonis and taunting his own career success as the youngest chef to ever win 3 Michelin stars. How dare he try to one-up her revenge plot? Luckily, June never backs down from a challenge. So you have some enemies to lovers. They have some history. Both of these books are also really short. Forgot to say that. Super short. I don't think either of them are over 300 pages. They don't even hit 300 pages. But I'm really excited about this one. Now this one thing about me, I love to bake. I also have a tattoo and am planning on getting more. So she's a baker. I've personally never dabbled in donuts. I think I've made like a dough pastry once, and I don't think it turned out very well, but still love to bake. So bakers speaking to my soul. But the dedication says, to the person who's contemplating getting a tattoo, this is your sign to get it. You do not need to tell me twice. You do not need to tell me twice. But those are the 2 romance books that I got. I'm really excited to read them. Then I got, okay, I want to do that last. I got a thriller book, You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I have heard about this author, but I've yet to read anything by this author. I did look at the blurbs because I do like to look at blurbs and see what authors are talking about the book. Based on the authors that have blurbed this book, I don't know them. Well, I know Colleen Hoover. So, You Shouldn't Have Come Here. This is a thriller book. It's about this girl, because I kind of don't want to read the summary to you guys in case you want to go into a little blind, but she is a New Yorker. She works in New York, and she wanted to go on this getaway to a Airbnb in the middle of Wyoming. And it's like, it says when she arrives at the idyllic getaway, she's pleased to find that the owner is a handsome man by the name of Calvin Wells, and he's eager to introduce her to his easygoing way of life. But there are things Grace discovers that she's not too pleased about: a lack of cell phone service, a missing woman, and a feeling that something isn't right with the ranch. Here's my thing. If it was me and I went to an Airbnb and the owner was there, I think that I would be a little weirded out, because isn't the owner supposed to be gone? I think they are. But also, like, they end up forming, from what the summary says, there's like some type of romance that turns into obsession on his part. And yeah, but I'm excited, and it takes place throughout the days. Okay, I don't want to do that in case I spoil something for some people. Okay, like this, like it goes by days, like the parts are like days. So I'm super excited. I've never read anything by this author, so this will be me dipping my toes into her work. And the last book I got is a fantasy book. Once again, sprayed edges. I do love a sprayed edge. I don't know what to tell you. I love a sprayed edge. But this book is called Forging Silver into Stars. This is a fantasy book. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. I think it is kind of new. And let me see. Published in 2022. So this is 2022, so it's like 2 years old. And I've heard literally no one talk about this. So I read the back. I'll read you the back. It says, forbidden magic, secret romance, dangerous alliances. When 19-year-old Tycho, I think that's how you say it, the king's courier arrives in the remote village of Briarlock, he hopes to escape the demands of his new life in the royal court, where magic reigns for the first time in ages. He doesn't expect to fall for a handsome blacksmith with a bruised heart. After years of cruelty in his father's forge, Jax never dared to dream of a better life until a magic-wielding young lord shows him an enticing alternative. But when rumors of a rebellion reach Briarlock, Jax wonders who he can trust and if he'll even survive. Jax's best friend Callan doesn't trust anyone, especially not a handsome stranger with magic which killed her parents years ago. When another royal emissary arrives seeking a co-conspirator, Callan finds herself embroiled in a plot that could lead them all to ruin. As tensions flare throughout the kingdom, it won't be long before everyone must die. War is brewing, passions are building, and magic may doom or save them all. I'm very excited. I love a romantasy. I love a romance. I love a fantasy. Put them together. I love it. I do kind of like a forbidden romance. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I do, and also I do love a queer romance. One of my favorite books in the entire world is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I think that should say enough. And I haven't seen any fantasies besides Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera, which I haven't read yet, that are queer fantasy books. And this one is, and I'm very excited about it. And also this book is blurbed by the one and only, let me show you, Cassandra Clare. As you guys know, I do love myself Cassandra Clare. I do love myself a book in the Mortal Instruments series. I do. So the fact that she has blurbed this book makes me very happy. But she blurbed it. Jennifer L. Armentrout. I have not read any of her books. Same with Stephanie Garber. I haven't read either of their books, but I've heard nothing but good things about their books. So I'm very excited about this book. It's a super floppy paperback, and I love that for me. I really do. So I'm excited. And we also get 3 point of views. We get Callan's point of view, Jax's point of view, and also Tycho's point of view. So I'm excited to read this. I don't know when I'm reading this. This seems like a very good like December book. I feel like this screams December. So yeah. And also I feel like this is going to be read on Halloween. I have made it a tradition. I've done it the last 2 years where I start a thriller book on Halloween. I started either on Halloween or like a day or two before Halloween, so that I'm reading a thriller book on Halloween. That is the only book I really plan for throughout the year, because I just feel like Halloween's spooky. Like, I don't care what other books I read in the month of October, but on October, like October 29th to October 31st, it needs to be a thriller book. So this will probably be that book. But now I'm really finished with this haul, so I'll go back to Past Me and she'll end the video. If you guys have read any of these books, I know there's a lot, but if you've read any of them, let me know how you feel about them. If you guys have read Sundial, because I haven't seen anyone talk about Sundial, let me know if you like this book. That's all basically. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.